Hello everybody, BeMetalways here. Welcome to another weekly heavy metal album review. This week I'm reviewing Sacred Oath, Return of the Dragon, released by, well actually it's an independent release on April 2nd, 2021. Sacred Oath. It's actually an American heavy metal band from Connecticut. The band was originally formed all the way back in 1985 and released their debut album A Crystal Vision in January 1988, becoming a cult classic as one of the pioneer efforts of the American power metal movement. But unfortunately the band disbanded in December of the same year. Sacred Oath, however, reformed and re-recorded the songs from that album, releasing them as a Crystal Revision in 2005. Since then, the band has been active and releasing new studio and live albums. Now, in 2021, Return of the Dragon, which is their 8th studio LP featuring 10 tracks and clocking in at 52 minutes. Now, what's been interesting about this release is that the band streamed 5 album tracks at regular intervals along with original artwork, lyrics, and videos just before the album released, meaning 5 singles, half of the album, with cool specific visuals in advance of the full album release. You can check the artwork on the Facebook page. I'll put the link down on the description. The first one to be released was the title track as a single, which became song number 3 on the album. It's an interesting song, starting with a slow piano melody that goes into some modern sounding guitar riffs and jumps into this mid-tempo verse. The chorus is also unexpected with high-pitched soft singing. The overall feeling is of a high-quality hard rock / glam metal song. Now, the best part is that it builds up into a heavy track halfway through it. And by the way, it is the longest song on the record with close to 7 minutes in length. I really dug this one. It's different and it's a bold song. Hammer of the Angry God was another single and sounds very different from the title track we just discussed. This one is a 4-minute headbanger, more on the power metal veins, with chugging guitars and catchy chorus. Back in January, these were the 2 singles released, and it was a good sample of the album because it is a diverse album and I like it a lot. There are no rules or expectations fixed. Each song is unique with its own character and choices. It does give me the impression that choices were made in favor of the song regardless of where it was taking the sound of the band. Don't get me wrong, it is still a very concise and it feels like a cohesive band. And this combination is probably the greatest achievement of Return of the Dragon. Take the song At the Gates, for example. I'm not sure if the name has any relation to the band At the Gates, but interestingly enough, this song is a very modern sounding one due to the proggy guitar work that is almost like djent. On the other hand, the closer track, which was actually the 5th single, it's called Root of All Evil, is a power prog metal song, starting with acoustic guitar arpeggios and a slow tempo singing that quick builds into some heavy riffs and some screaming. It is also a longer song featuring the coolest guitar solos on the album. So you can see a very diverse range of songs and styles within still being traditional heavy metal. Now, I also must talk a little bit about the bass work, which is subtle but very well appreciated. Some Harris influences can be seen, but not too much, like doesn't feel like copying it. The opening track, for example, and fourth single, Cthulhu Wakes, is a good example of some of cool bass lines. Overall, actually, this is a very catchy song and a good choice as the opening track. And also, the ending of the song is typical Maiden. Very nice reference. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this song, Empire's Fall, especially because of the lyrics. And those are very intriguing lyrics. No, it's not about Rome or a big empire falling, actually, or anything like that. It's actually about heavy metal, with lyrics making reference to several heavy metal icons such as Iron Maiden, Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne, and many others. Now, I'm not sure if they are implying that heavy metal is dying or if it will eventually die because all empires eventually fall. I don't know. But overall, this is not my favorite song on the album and certainly the worst of the 5 singles, but still a very enjoyable song and very interesting lyrics for that matter. Now, if I'm being picked here, I do have one complaint that is actually quite unfair and very personal. Rob Thorne's voice sometimes reminds me of Volbeat's singer, and I hate it. And if you don't know what Volbeat is, maybe that's a good thing for you. But anyway, gradually I'm getting over it, and I'm getting used to hearing his voice for what it is and without the bad associations I had initially. With that said, I would like to actually have more of his harsher voice. For example, in Last Ride of the Wicked Dead, his screams are so raw and energetic. It's one of my favorite songs on the album, and I would like to hear more of that singing style of his. Final critique on the album, the second half loses a bit of steam, but recovers very well with the closing song, Root of All Evil. Now, wrapping up my opinion here, Return of the Dragon is a very good pure metal album without any frills and yet diversified with no creativity boundaries. While not super original, Sacred Oath creates an interesting mix of styles that captures the attention and it's a lot of fun. For all of those reasons, I've given it 82 out of 100, a very good album. If you just want some good old traditional metal with a touch of modern metal, then Return of the Dragon is the way to go. Thanks for being here, for listening, and BeMetalways!